Yeah, baby, you are so sweet. I don't have to ask you for anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who came with me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who came over here with me to my new stream? I was advised to restart my modem, and so I did. Hopefully, the connection is better. And I just wanted to continue. I just wanted to do a little talk about love this afternoon. Um, you know what? When I go on, I tend to go on so late at night usually, and I don't get, as many issues as I'm having today. So, who came over to the new stream? Who came over? Who came over? If you've come over from the last stream, say what's up. Say what's up. Again, my name is Saycon Sengbloh, and you are watching SayconTalks. I sang a little bit. Be here. Be here, baby. Hey. That's my little love song that I wrote. It's called Be Here. I just put the link in the live chat. So this is part 2. Just finishing up a little chat inspired by Chocolate Geisha. I saw a live today from one of my favorite YouTubers, Chocolate Geisha, and she was talking about love. She is a girl who lived and worked in Japan, and she is surrounded by a lot of Japanese culture. And so she introduced to her fans today the idea of kokuhaku, which is confession. It's a type of love confession. And I was just on here lamenting that in American culture, in New York culture in particular, love confession is not a big thing later. But I was really, really inspired by this YouTuber, Chocolate Geisha. Oh, Mohana says, happy Rona. What's up, Mohana? You funny. So thank you for coming into the chat, Mohanan. I was just talking about love, inspired by a stream that I saw today, a live stream by one of my favorite YouTubers, known as Chocolate Geisha. And are you playing Mario Kart? So you playing Mario Kart and listening to a little Saycon Kart? I hope you're enjoying your day. Yeah, basically, she talked about the different levels of love. And she talked about the love profession that people make or confession, where they confess their love to someone so that the person knows that they're interested and knows that they want to be with them and that they want to date them. And here in America, exactly, boom, Mohana said, love, y'all still do that? That's exactly my point today. Exhibit A in my chat. If you are watching this video later, make sure you click on the chat, the live chat section, so you can see the the comments. Perfect example. Mohanan says love don't even exist no more, and that is quite a thing in America. I have friends who are married, who've been married for a few years, and that's really beautiful. But I have been in a culture of seeing that people, there's like a whole nother segment. There's a segment of people who really believe in love and family, and they're trying to build wealth. They're building family. They're, building legacy. Legacy is very important to them. And then there's a group of people I notice who don't necessarily see legacy in that way. They want to live a very individualistic life and focus on building wealth for themselves. And they don't think necessarily beyond like future or passing it on or whatnot. They see love or relationships as more of a hindrance or a weight. And so then they instead have like many light dalliances with people, and many, kick it. So we talking, we kicking it, or intimate relationships that aren't really intimate, but just are, getting your rocks off a little bit. And that's quite a culture for people who are single in 2020. There's a huge culture of people who see intimacy as something almost like eating. Like, I got to eat today, get my rocks off, and then go back and focus on my mission, which is get money, get money, get money, get money. And it's really fascinating. I was talking to a friend a few days ago, and I asked him, I said, what is your personal development style? And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean, what is my personal development style? I said, I had actually texted him that message a week or so ago, but then I got caught up and got some work I had to do. And so I didn't get to actually, I didn't get to actually expand on what I was saying. But I said, what is your personal development style? What I mean by that topic of personal development is that a lot of people that I know are working on themselves in the form of working on their finances, working on their fitness, working on their looks, and working on their mental health and personal development in terms of how to make themselves better people so that they can be successful in all aspects of life. I find that there are plenty of groups of people who take the basics of once they've decided and understood that they would like to have more money, they don't want to live badly, they don't want to live poor. Their focus then is get money, get money, get money, get money. They start getting money. They start thinking, I'm getting money. Dang, I'm kind of fat. I don't want to get, I want to get girls. So then they start thinking, work out. So the personal development style there is get money and work on your physique. Or it might be, if you have some spiritual practice, get money, study whatever spiritual book you're studying, work on your physique. But there's a focus in personal development that is really key to allowing yourself the ability to get along with other people and giving you that desire and ability to really function and partner with the person. I have another friend, a male friend, who recently got married. And he was saying to me, one of the hardest things, cornbread, one of the hardest things that he's had to adjust to was the idea of like thinking about someone else before he makes a move. And it's so fascinating because I know so many women who are sort of trained to always be like, do you mind if I blah, 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 blah? Hey, sorry about that. Did I blah, 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 blah? Oh my God, are you okay? Can I help you? Can I blah, 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 blah? They sort of live in their functioning thought process is, before I make this tea, do I have enough for everyone? Or before I, drink this coffee, or before I make this dinner, or before I, whatever it is, they think about the other person. And I think a lot of times men have had so much space, even as little boys, to be rambunctious, to run, to jump, to play. Little girls are told, sit down, be quiet, close your legs. So you always have been considering how people see you, how people view you, how people receive you. Whereas little boys, they get that opportunity to just run and go and go. And so then they have to then be like, woo, step back and cultivate the idea of considering someone else. And so when someone has continuously been raised in that way and has continuously had the opportunity to just do whatever they wanted at all times, then the idea of coming together with someone and considering someone else just really seems oppressive to that person. So to live in a city like New York, where people are super focused on power, money, business, their institutions, whatever they're working on, the idea of being considerate of someone else literally just seems like, why would I do that? Why shouldn't I just focus on me? Why should I just do me? And the most interesting thing about this whole Rona quarantine situation is it's making a lot of, I'll tell you what, a lot of people who did not see the benefit of engaging with me on a higher level are all putting in these can I quarantine and chill with you calls, which is fascinating because it's like, basically I see that they're lonely. I see the loneliness coming through, and I see how people they just want to scratch a certain itch, but without that personal development skill set, it just comes across as, for me, it just comes across as like problematic, because if your only focus, your only strengths, the only parts of your whole individual body, not, I'm using a physical body as an example, but the individual body, you got arms, you got legs, you got head, you got waist, you got feet, you got knees, you got elbows, right? If they've just been focusing on get money, get money, get money, and that's just biceps, they've got these huge biceps of get money, get money. But if the feet or the legs were thinking about how they interact with people, for example, like, how do I interact with people? Like really thinking about their style of their communication style. If they've never worked that out, they just got scrawny communication legs. And then here they coming to me with they get money, scrawny communication legs, trying to get something out of a person who just requires so much more and has so much more depth. So it's just been really, really fascinating. This idea of love confession in America is so foreign to a certain group of people. This idea of kokuhaku, as Chocolate Geisha mentioned, this love confession, that's so common. She mentioned how a lot of Japanese people, when they would come here to America, they would get so hurt, or they would be so confused in the dating scene because they just were like, they don't understand what women want or what people want, or what men want, because nobody ever made a decision to do anything. Everybody just is just wishy-washy. Being in times like these really makes you sit up and think about, what am I doing with my life? How am I, what will the quality of my life be if I don't make choices that bring me closer to what I want? And your personal development style, the way that you work on your mental health, your emotional health, your anger, all of that is really, really important. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of people don't believe in love or don't want to try it is because they only work on the muscle of get that money muscle, get cute fashion muscle, but they don't work on the mental health muscle, the emotional health muscle. And I think if a lot more of us did that, it would be amazing, especially here in the States, especially here in New York. Let me check out the chat. Fun fact, love is conditional enlightenment. The more y'all know, that's because love is a social construct. That's why legacy is more so an ego-driven, consisting of delusion of grandeur. So Mohannon says legacy is ego-driven and love is a social construct. To each his own. Mohannon is a perfect example of that person who focuses on being single and sees that as what he's doing in his life. Let's see who we have. Zweri Hans. Hi, beautiful. Oh, hi. Hi, Zuri Hans. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I mean, Mohanna says legacies is ego driven, consisting of delusion of grandeur. I don't know. I think legacy is a fancy way of talking about, propagating the species. Like, we have to keep living. We have to we have to keep, if we don't procreate or mold other people for the future, then we won't have any kind of future. I think that's what the initial basis of the legacy was. Zweri says, "You're so pretty. Are you single?" Thank you, Zweri. Am I saying your name right? And yes, I am single. I'm very single, which is why I'm over here pontificating about love. Zweri. um, the conversation that I had about personal development style, very interesting conversation, because my friend said to me, this is a guy friend. He said, if a man has had a lot of pains and hurts in his life, shouldn't his partner be willing to work through all of that with him and like stick by his side and work through that? And I said, it depends on his personal development style. Meaning, is he working on it himself, or is he expecting his mate to just do all the heavy lifting? I want to do a chat. I'm going to do a talk on, I'm going to do a talk, and I think I'm going to title it, "Do You Like a Happy Woman?" I'm going to do a chat on that. Do you like a happy woman? I'm going to do that chat because I've just seen some really, the answer to that question would be really, really interesting. And a lot of that has to do with people's personal development skills as well. Are you seeking counseling if you were, say, abandoned by your father? Are you seeking counseling if your mother had a drug problem? Are you working through those issues? Or are you showing up really ruined from that and then expecting every person that you deal with to put up with your attitude because they don't know what you've been through? Are you working on yourself? What is your personal development style? I think, as much as Mohannon will say that love is a social construct, I think that we all have natural tendencies to be attracted to people and to want to be with someone. But I think that the idea of it lasting longer with that person, if you do choose someone, or you do have that, you do have that kokuhaku confession of love with someone and you expect it to last, the idea of personal development and working on your ability to be the best person that you can be, your ability to manage your anger, your ability to manage your pain. I think having all of that, working on that, like not just working on, I'm gonna get this money, or working on, I'm gonna be sexy in the gym, but working on the push-ups, the planks of, I'm gonna work through these anger issues. Why am I mad? Why am I, you know what I mean? Like that, those personal planks, like that's the type of fitness that is required, in my opinion, for people to have love. And everybody that I know who's in a happy and loving relationship or marriage, those people, they've done that work, or they're willing to do that work with their partners. And so anybody who wants to holler at me, you need to have a personal development style. You need to have something that you are doing for yourself, because to put it all on the person that you're with, to say they're supposed to make you happy or make you better, that's not it. That's not it. You have to do your side. You have to do your part, you know? So I just heard a pole outside. Maybe somebody dropped a pole or banged their head or something. I don't know. But yeah. that's the end of my chat today about love. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Hi, David Silver. You guys, if you enjoyed this chat, or if you have any questions or thoughts about what I was just saying, please pop them in the comments. I need to return to Wicked, audition again. You need my voice back. Oh, that's so sweet. Anybody have any questions about love? Any comments? Hey, Colston, thank you for joining in. I got to check out your last few videos. You pop your videos up quick. I watched your monologue, Colston. It was wonderful. If anybody has any thoughts, comments, suggestions. Oh, best and worst date I've ever had. You say, is it real? I came right now and you are going now. Yeah. Oh, David Silver. You know what? I was trying to keep this video under 30 minutes. In general, I was supposed to do a video for 30 minutes and I kept getting kicked off. I was buffering a lot of stuff. People in the comments kept telling me, try again, try again. Today's topic is love. For those who've come in toward the end, you know, I'll go a little bit longer since a couple of you guys have come in. Today's topic, Colston, and David and Kelly, is love. I watched a live video by a YouTuber named Chocolate Geisha, and she was talking about love. She worked in Japan, and she taught in Japan. She's African American. She speaks fluent Japanese, and she also she works for a Japanese company. So she's really inundated in the culture. And she was talking about the different types of love in Japan and how they have this thing that's called, I don't know why I keep forgetting the word, kokuhaku, which is the confession. It's a confession of love in Japan. And she's basically saying that you could be dating somebody, kicking it with them, all kinds of stuff. But if there has not been a kokuhaku, then y'all just kicking it. Whereas here, she was talking about, not negatively, she was just comparing. Here in the US, people basically just kick it with people. They'll be kicking with somebody for years and never get a kokuhaku. Never know where their status is or if they are friends, or like David said, if they're in the friend zone or whatever. So best and worst date. My worst date, I would say, was a date that didn't happen. I had just moved here. I was living here in New York for maybe 2 years, a year and a half. And one of my good friends, her roommate, every time I come visit, he'd be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And so this one day we were supposed to go to the movies. He finally asked me out and asked me to go to the movies. And he was a no-show. That was my worst date. Being stood up was my worst date. You guys that are in the comments now, if you're watching from your phone, you may have to close it for a second, but please step over to my thumbs up and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're enjoying this this video. Best date? I'd have to think of that. I've had some really good dates. One of my best date. Any date that involves water is a best date. If we're going to the beach, if we're going to the spa, I love to be in water. So any date that involves food and beaching and steaming or watering, that's the best date. Oh, you said whack of him. Totally whack. I watched Colston, you had a talk where you talked about you were talking about this movie that you did and it was inspired by a bad date that you had. And I thought that was great. There's a word they have when you take, basically you turn lemons into lemonade and you make your, your misfortune, you make it into fortune. Israel, you came right now and I'm going, yeah. Yeah, no, that was totally whack of him. I was saying to the people on my previous stream, I was saying that I'm an actor and I do watch a lot of TV. Right now, I am binging Ozark. I love that show so much. I'm gonna get off of here and heat up some African food, from some Senegalese food, and I'm probably either gonna watch Ozark or watch a movie that my friend is in, this the Clark sisters movie. I'm probably gonna watch one of those. But so I watch a lot of YouTubers. I really enjoy YouTube. I enjoy regular degular people sitting in front of the camera just talking, just getting to know them, seeing what they're about, what their lifestyle is. I love it so much. I love it so much. And so I watch, and I recommend that you guys check out Chocolate Geisha, because she talks about life as a Black person in Japan. And I really enjoy her, just how she describes things. And I just love being in different cultures and being, it's just an international vibe. I love Black people and international vibe. So what am I eating? Or what are you eating? I'm hungry, so I'm living vicariously through you. I'm too lazy to go to the store. I have a little piece of cornbread left. I heated up some cornbread that I was going to snack, during my first video. And then I got kicked off. Like, you'll probably see this love topic like 4 times until I'm probably going to delete the first 2. Because the first one was probably anyway. What's my favorite romantic film? You say you started watching Ozark and it's good. Isn't it good, Colston? It's good, right? My favorite romantic film. I'll do a little confession to you guys. I stopped watching romance films for a time. And then more recently, I stopped watching romance films, and I also stopped listening to like good quality music. Now, no diss to anybody that's like hot popping, twerking on the radio, because I have fun twerking and popping like everybody else. But those good quality songs, there was a time that I stopped listening to them. And I think it was because so many people were so jaded that it started to make me be really jaded. And I'd be like, what's love? What's love? So regarding with our topic of love today, the topic is love. Soon as you asked the question, Colson, my first thought that popped into my mind was Love Jones with Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. But I also love, what is that movie with, it's Brad Pitt, and it's like him and this other brother. There's like these 3 brothers, and Anthony Hopkins is the father. And then one of the brothers goes off to war. And then there's this one girl. What is that movie? Y'all know that movie? That's a good love story right there. Ooh. The Legends of the Fall, I think, is the name of that movie. My jaw. I have that Reese Witherspoon. Is that Reese? No, not Reese Witherspoon. Oh God, I forget the actress name, but her jaw is like sideways. I started watching Ozark. Would you rather be Dolores and this is a musical theater question. I know that's not a romantic question, but they both fall in love. Would you rather be Dolores in Sister Act the musical or Celie in The Color Purple? Well, I've played Celie in The Color Purple. Dolores, some of that singing is out of my range, and I would just be miserable and feeling defeated, constantly trying to achieve notes that hurt my throat. So I would go back to playing Celie. Yes, I'm fabulous, baby. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to be doing all that. People love to watch it, but I don't want to be doing none of that. Onyx K popped in with the save on the name of the movie, Legends of the Fall. Let me tell y'all something. The score for Legends of the Fall, the writing, I love that movie. Okay. Anthony Hopkins, he gets old and has a stroke, or he'll be talking like this half the rest of the movie. That movie's bomb. Colson, if you've never seen, you said Love Jones. Hey, it's a classic. It's a classic. But Colson, if you've never seen Legends of the Fall, you talking about a love story? Honey, get into that Legends of the Fall. I can hear the music in my head right now. And I could see him like, it had all this history of like nature and like, it was like a farm and a small family and this one beautiful woman and the brother with the money that wanted her. And then the brother, the sexy, wild, crazy brother who, oh my God, girl, you need to watch it. Girls, guys, whoever's in the chat, y'all need to watch Legends of the Fall. The Fault of Our Stars movie destroyed me. I cried so much. Let me pull that up real quick. I feel like that movie may have come out during the time of me avoiding love movies. Yeah, The Fault in Our Stars. Also, that movie with The Notebook. I finally watched that and I was like, ooh, that was heartbreaking too. Oh yeah, ooh. Movies about somebody dying and they being in love and they dying. Ooh, depression. The depression would be sinking in. I would not be watching a depression movie. No, I would not be watching it. maybe I would check it out. But yeah, like even the fact that you said it destroyed you, I do not want to be destroyed. Maybe I'll check it out. I love The Notebook. The Notebook is beautiful. If you love The Notebook, then Legends of the Fall is going to rock your world. Okay. This little second half of this video is turned into like a little Q&A, which is fun. I have like my taste in movies. It's interesting. You know, another movie that I really like is Memoirs of a Geisha. And it also has a really great soundtrack. I listen to that soundtrack quite often. Honestly, putting in the word geisha and putting in the word black geisha, chocolate geisha, that's how I found Chocolate Geisha and found her channel. Again, you guys, please check out her channel. She's so cute and she's young and fresh and full of life and she just shows you culture. I'll tell you what, my focus on making tea, my enjoyment of making tea, you know, tea ceremony. Earlier, I poured my tea into my cup, into my strainer. I love beautiful tea strainers, and I love the culture of fresh tea. I love it, right? And that's something that has a bit of like ceremony to it. And I've always enjoyed ceremony and pride and honor. So that will draw me to certain types of movies. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, you know, Legends of the Fall, movies where somebody's going off to war and trying to, you know, things that have some type of focus on honor. That stuff really, really gets me. Really interesting topic because I am the type of person who I think I have a really young spirit, but I'm also a very mature woman. And so I draw different types of people. And so dating is really fascinating in this space of like youthful maturity, this sort of woman child vibe that I kind of come with. It's fascinating. The dating scene for me is fascinating. So I thank you guys. Let's see. I'm gonna have to rewind this video and watch it over since you came back late. Yes. Please be kind and rewind. That's how old I am. You guys remember VHS and Blockbuster tapes and how they would they want you to rewind the tape before you take it back? Oh, we used to go to Blockbuster every week. It was a Blockbuster up the street next to my the dance class I used to go to called it was called Price Performing Arts Center. I used to go up there and take ballet class and hip hop and jazz. And I'd be like, Mama, can we go to Blockbuster? And I'd go to Blockbuster and rent the same movies. They were getting our money, weren't they, Blockbuster? Ooh. Yes, hashtag youthful maturity. I feel that spirit. Colson, I'm sure you have that kind of spirit too. I don't know how old you are, but you have a very youthful spirit. Any of us who are out in these YouTube streets and we're over the age of 30, you have a youthful spirit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even try to, to conquer new mediums. You know, honey, I got a TikTok account. If my TikTok ain't filled with nothing but tea, clink, 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 clink videos and voices, that's all. That's what it'll be. I doubt it'll be twerking videos. To enjoy a good serious twerk for me, you have to like be my man. Speaking of twerking, I'm so excited. I did a couple of those challenge videos in the last couple of days. So whenever they get finished, y'all will see me on some challenge, some of these challenges everybody's doing. Yes, TikTok. You laughing? Look, you got to be my man to see me twerk, because people be on these TikTok just be twerking. I mean, I saw a video, someone compared Megan the Stallion to Meghan Markle. And I was like, this is a great comparison, because they have the same name, but they are totally different people. Although I'm pretty sure Meghan Markle probably, she be putting a little, she from LA. She probably be putting that LA Crenshaw twerk on Harry. You know what I'm saying? That's her milkshake brought him to the yard, did it not? Anyway, anybody have any more questions? I feel like I'm talking too long and I should log out. Like looking at the time. Maybe I might come back on and do a night chat. You said I never know. Never know what? Who is Meghan Markle? Boom. Adam Barney, you're hilarious. Is that a real question or is that sarcasm? I've never been a person who processed sarcasm well. So that was the last little bite of my cornbread. Oh, she is married to the prince. I got you, sweet. Oh, you really didn't know who that was? Oh, okay, that wasn't sarcasm. Do a chat about ageism sometime, because I'm not too familiar and open to learning sometimes. Hello, Kelly Foley. Oh, Fanny Bryce will be a romantic role for me. There's a bootleg of Frenchie Davis as her, and that music gives me life. I was actually sorry, Kelly, I missed your other message. Kelly, I was actually on, this being in this Rona life had me swiping on Instagram, and I was on Frenchie's IG channel, and it looked like she's lost some weight or something. I met Frenchie years ago when she was in Rent. And that is a sensual, beautiful woman. She had a bald head. Frenchie Davis. She was on one of those shows, one of those wait, I'm sorry. Colson said Meghan Markle is not twerking for her man at home. Colson, you think Meghan Markle ain't twerking for her? Girl, please. Ain't no way in the world she bagged that prince without putting that thing on him, okay? You know she's putting that thing on him. He leaving his entire... Colson, I just had to give you that look. Honey, you look. What is that saying? A lady in the streets, a freak in the sheets. You got to... Y'all like me, for example. You maybe see me sipping on this tea, but if you were my man... Meghan Markle grew up off of Crenshaw. I know that neighborhood. I stayed in that neighborhood. It actually gets a bad rap because there's an area of Crenshaw that... Oh, y'all see my Barbie? There's an area of Crenshaw. Oh, my table is pushing. That's why y'all can see the Barbie. There's an area of Crenshaw that's known as being like gangsters, but then there's like a big mall. There's some really nice neighborhoods over there as well. But honey, the same way those fly AKAs, what they blow out, red bone, please. They might be wearing their pink and green and doing whatever. My little niece, for example. I know she'd be like, "Hi, auntie," but I'm sure she'd be somewhere twerking. That's what people do. I'm weak. I love how you speak on YouTube. Straight hilarious. Thank you. Meghan Markle is a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. I would guarantee it. Please. That's how she bagged that prince. But I digress. Okay, physiologically, I was an early bloomer. You know, I was a very voluptuous little child, little thick little child with, you know, developed fast. But I was very much a theater nerd and focused on theater and plays and musicals. And so I did not seriously date. I had one kind of boyfriend. I had like one boyfriend in each grade, but I didn't hardly never do nothing with him. I was just focused on my theater thing and learning my little shows and stuff. So I was sort of going through things that you would have gone through as a teenager in my late 20s. I was like one of those, like, really, this is one of the things I really watch a lot of videos about the incel community, because I think I was kind of like an incel, but not like in the negative. You know, there's like a negative description of the incel, the involuntary celibate community, they say. But there's a negative description of them in that, you know, they hate women and they just can't get a girl. And, you know, there's also people who are just really into what they're doing. And I was one of those people. I was just really into the theater, really into arts or whatever. And I was like determined, you know, everything in the media was like, don't do drugs and don't have a teen pregnancy. And don't. I literally, for my state, I was the voice of the teen pregnancy. There was like a video that they played in school for like health class. I was like, hi, I'm Saycon Sengbloh and I decided to wait. Like I was the girl on the teen, like the driving video. Are you going to get your driver's permit? Hi. Like I was like, I don't even know. Maybe for the long time they played that video in school. So I was just really square and super like, you know, not dating. And so, man, I went through some stuff. Like I got my little feelings hurt. And so I think maybe that's why I also have a really youthful vibe, because I wasn't out in these dating streets. So that's what I mean about ageism. So now here I am, like super duper grown, and everybody's like, why aren't you married? And like I'm still learning lessons about respect and boundaries and things that I wish I had known before, you know? So yeah, I want to talk about a lot of that. It's definitely time, because my diffuser just said I'm finished with water. Please take a moment to like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so that you can see the next time I go live. I appreciate you guys who came back on after I got disturbed from my previous stream. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And don't forget to check out my shop, my Saycon store. If you like this little cup that I'm sipping on, my cups, my t-shirts, whatever. I am not monetized, so support an artist. You're sitting at home, order something. Support me. I really appreciate it. And I wish you guys all the best. Don't forget to wash your hands. And if you're living in a place that's requiring face coverings when you're out in public, wear your face coverings. Wash your hands when you get home and kick off your shoes. Keep it clean and keep it healthy. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. I am Saycon, and you are watching SayconTalks. And the word of the day is love. Love, 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 love.